Hello, my name is Amanda Adnet. I will be presenting a behavior intervention plan based on data and observations completed during this class. The presentation includes information about the observed classroom, data collection information, results of the observations, the behavior management plan, why the specified student struggled under the behavior management plan, and the behavior intervention plan, including the replacement behavior and goal. The classroom observed was in a school for individuals with intellectual disabilities and autism who are no longer served in his or her local district. There are various programs in the school. The classroom observed was in the Developmental Learning Center program. The program serves individuals aged 12 to 21. The observed class taught students aged 19 to 21. There were 6 students in the class with primary diagnoses of autism, traumatic brain injury, and intellectual disabilities. 4 sheets were created to collect data on one specific student. The first sheet collected data on self-injurious behaviors on a scatter plot. The behaviors measured were head banging with hand, pinching self, stomping, and banging hands on surfaces. The second sheet was an antecedent behavior consequence sheet, which was used to measure verbal outbursts. The third data sheet measured times a specific student raised her hand to ask or answer questions during educational times. This behavior was measured on a scatter plot. The last data sheet was also a scatter plot. It was created to measure staying on task. The sheet was designed to allow the student to monitor her own positive behavior. Vicky, names have been changed, was the student observed. After observation, SIBs and verbal outbursts were identified as her main target behaviors. There were setting events that affected Vicky's ability to increase positive behaviors and decrease negative behaviors. The behavior management plan addressed these issues. The layout of the classroom was disorganized. There were no set storage areas. There were also no specific relaxation areas. Beanbags and comfortable chairs were sporadically placed around the room. The room was rearranged to keep all relaxation furniture in one area and to create set storage areas. Another change was having all students at desks. Originally, Vicky was the only student at a desk, while the other 5 students were at tables. In order to allow Vicky to feel a part of the group, as mentioned, all students would be at desks. An additional problem with layout is that food was left out on a counter. One student in particular had an issue with taking food. When he got up to take food, all students were distracted. Extra visual stimuli was also a problem. The behavior management plan included removing unneeded visual stimuli and keeping the color of needed postings to uniform colors. The schedule would be posted large enough for students to see and in words and pictures. Students would also have an individualized schedule on his or her desk. Another problem was the existence of a timeout room. Timeout rooms have negative connotations, especially when it is a padded room with nothing else in it. The management plan made the room into a sensory room. Finally, the behavior management plan addressed data being documented as close to the time of behaviors as possible. When observed, no data was taken by staff, and it was indicated that data is usually documented at the end of the day. This is not ideal, as an event or specifics of it can be forgotten. In terms of classroom layout, this diagram represents the desired layout. You can see specific storage areas, a relaxation area, desks, and the sensory room as discussed. Even with the changes noted in the behavior management plan, Vicky continued to struggle with people being too close to her. Her behaviors allowed her to get out of the situations where she was close to others. The consequences, however, were punitive. A behavior intervention plan addresses the target behaviors of replacement behavior and Vicky taking responsibility for self-regulation. The target behaviors of SIBs and verbal outbursts are to be replaced with relaxation. The need being addressed by this plan is for Vicky to be able to function in environments by having some control over meeting her own needs in an appropriate manner. The objective is for Vicky to utilize a system that gives her control over meeting her needs in an appropriate manner. The goal is for Vicky to use 5 or less tokens per day to allow herself 8 minutes per token of relaxation time in the relaxation area or sensory room. Following are the steps for Vicky's goal. Vicky's 5 tokens will be placed on her desk every morning. Vicky will leave her 5 tokens on her desk or put them in her pocket or a wearable carry pouch, which will be in her desk if she wants to use it. A small timer will be in the pouch. When Vicky needs a break, she will hand one of her tokens to an aide or the teacher. When Vicky is settled in her relaxation spot, an aide or teacher will set a timer for 8 minutes. The time can be adjusted if data shows that is necessary. When Vicky is comfortable with the plan, she can learn to start the timer herself. At the end of the day, one of the staff will note on a calendar how many tokens Vicky used after she placed any remaining tokens on her desk. Staff will have made tally marks on the calendar if Vicky took breaks over her 5. The total number of breaks taken will be noted. This plan will be used in the classroom as well as in other areas of the school, as there are relaxation rooms and comfortable seating throughout the school. Vicky does not require this plan in the community, as she has a one-on-one in the community and does not exhibit behaviors. This plan is socially valid and is able to be utilized in other environments as well as in the future. The daily tracking allows for thorough data, which is beneficial in identifying if the plan needs to be changed. Overall, behavior intervention plans are key when behavior management plans are not enough.